Hi besties, I'm Tori and welcome to A Timbit on Tori's Life. Today we are going to be talking about my April reads. Strap in, we have all of this to get through. So I really want to document my reading throughout 2021, so I thought I would bring up the two books that I read in January. I went on kind of a reading slump in between January and April, but I'm trying my hardest to catch up. If you guys follow me on Goodreads, you probably know what books are about to come. To start off in January, I read Fangirl by Rowell. And Fangirl is about a girl named Cass who is freshly going into college. Kath and her twin sister Ren decide that they are going to go to the same college, but Ren decides that she wants to take her own path and suggests Kath should do the same thing. Kath is a well-known fanfiction writer on fanfiction.net. That's what Kath's life revolves around. Kath's roommate Regan and Regan's best friend Levi decide that they are going to take Kath underneath her wing, help Kath be able to function on her own. Kath goes through a lot of struggles through her college life, and you just kind of watch the love prosper between Kath and Levi. And it's a really great read, especially if you are a fangirl yourself. You could probably relate to a lot of things that Kath goes through with balancing her fan life as well as her college life. Next, I read Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I love Rupi's writing. As a poetry book, I read it in one sitting. As you can see, it's very annotated. I flag every single poem that I relate to, that I love. If you are just starting to get into poetry, everyone suggests Milk and Honey, and I do the same. I see why it's so hyped. Also too, April, as you will see in a couple minutes, was a huge poetry month for me. If you're behind on your reading schedule, I suggest reading some poetry because you can sit in one read. Take your time with it, but also they're pretty quick reads. Getting into April, I read the Selection series by Kiera Cass. Without spoiling it too much, the Selection series follows a girl named America, and she comes from the country of Aaliyah. It is post-World War IV. It really shows how Canada, America, and South America are one country. Prince Maxon has finally reached the age of 19, and he is looking for a queen. He picks one girl from each country to come and to be into the selection. The love story between the two of them, you follow America's growth throughout the whole entire series on her finally coming to terms with things. You follow all of the troubles that they have within the country. Without spoiling too much, there's a lot of action, there is a lot of romance, there is a lot of ups and downs. I really loved this book. An amazing, amazing series. If you are looking for a series to get you out of a reading slump, that you just want to have some fun with a little tiny bit of action, this is the series for you. Next up in my April reads, I read Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Paterson. This is a classic. We've all seen the movie. I really wanted to read the book as well as see the things I remember from the movie from when I was a kid. Jess is a young boy and he works on a farm. His family's farm. He does a lot of the chores, so his sisters don't really have to. Someone move in to the house next to his, and at first he doesn't want to be friends with her at all, Leslie. He doesn't want to be friends with her. He doesn't think that they should be friends as the boy-girl tie back in the day. But eventually he becomes really good friends with Leslie, and Leslie allows him to use his imagination and teaches him how to use his imagination. You follow their friendship and it's absolutely adorable. And then a tragic event happens which causes Jess to kind of figure things out and teach himself still to use his imagination, though it's hard for him to do. And I really don't want to spoil this just in case you've never seen the movie. And then I read The Coyote Tales by Thomas King. It is centered around 2 stories to do with a coyote. It's a really cute kid's book. If I were to be a teacher, this would be something I would read to my students. As promised, I will be quickly just going through the poetry books that I read in April. So I read The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I love Amanda Lovelace's writing. I need to buy the rest of her poetry books to complete the Saves Themselves in This One series, as a lot of her poetry books are kind of centered around this one. Absolutely amazing. If you are just starting out in poetry and reading poetry, this is an amazing read. Anything by Amanda Lovelace is amazing. As you can tell, it's very loved. I absolutely adore this book. This is my 4th time rereading it. I ran out of sticky notes for this one, but this is Light Filters and Poems by Kaufman. It's definitely not my favorite, but it is still really, really good. I love poetry so much, and the fact that people are able to put their traumas into poems and share it for the world is absolutely amazing. Every poetry book I read, I love it. This is another one that I suggest if you are just starting out in poetry. Some of the pages can be hard to follow, just the way that it's laid out. I think that was my one thing that stopped it from getting 5 stars, is the layout of the pages. If you're just starting out in poetry, maybe this is one that you should pick up. Then I read I Hope This Reaches Her in Time by R.H. Sin. This one was nice and short, very easy for me to get through. Something that if you don't want to commit to a full, huge poetry book, this one is nice and small. And from what I remember, the topics in this one isn't too triggering. I wouldn't quote me on that though. It's a lot about women empowerment and how we as women can lift each other up rather than tearing each other down, which is amazing. I just adored this book. I adored it. Last but not least for April is Homebody by Rupi Kaur. I need to get the one in between Milk and Honey and Homebody, just because that is how much I love Rupi Kaur's writing. I didn't have any sticky notes left. We're in lockdown, so I can't even go and get sticky notes, but once it opens, I will most definitely go and get some. I love Rupi's writing so much. As I said during Milk and Honey, it's funny because this has a lot to do with kind of what we're going through right now, and some of the topics in it can apply to us having to be at home. Okay, so that was my April reads. I think I'm going to be doing these monthly, just kind of tracking my reading during 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that maybe you guys find a book that you guys want to read. And as for this being my first video, I'm not really on a video schedule. I don't know exactly when my next video will be. It might be my May reads. It might be something in between. I post pretty regularly on TikTok, so that will be linked down below. I post Harry Potter videos, book videos, so if you guys want to check out my TikTok down below, my Goodreads will also be linked down below just in case you want to follow me on my reading journey. If you can't wait for what book I'm reading next, you can definitely follow me on Goodreads. And that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and that's it. Have a good day. Bye!